Hello friend, this is Arnav Banerjee and this is fifth class on design pattern. Today our discussion will be on the abstract factor design pattern. Actually, we have already discussed on the basic thing of the design pattern and singleton design pattern, prototype design pattern and the factor design pattern. So if you're new to my channel, then I will request you to go through the all previous videos that is already uploaded in my channel. And now I am just going to start the abstract factor design pattern from the scratch. Let me start with the factor design pattern. In case of the factor design pattern, our requirement was like we need to distinguish the user input whether it is for truck or taxi. Okay, now in case of the abstract factor design pattern, one more parameter will be added like color. Okay, so now the clients will require a red truck or blue color taxi. So first I will check whether the color is red or blue and then whether the type is truck or taxi. Okay, so this is the difference between the requirement of factory design pattern and the abstract factory design pattern. We know the design pattern and we will define a factory class to distinguish whether the user input is 2 or 3. But here we have the colors also. So we should define two factory classes. One is for the red and another is for the blue. If client asks the red truck, then what I will do? First I will call the red factory class and will check what is the further requirement, it is for truck or taxi. So we have two checks and we will maintain two different factory classes to support the client requirement. Okay, so now to check whether the client is asking for red or blue, we need another factory class, and the factory class will actually distinguish that which factory class is to be instantiated, which factory class, which factory object is to be generated. So we need another factory class, and this is the abstract factory class. Now an important question for the interview room, that what type of design pattern is the abstract factory design pattern? So answer is the creational design pattern, because the factory and the abstract factory design pattern, the both are used to create objects. Okay, that is why the both fall under the creational design pattern. Now the difference between a factory design pattern and abstract factory design pattern. Look, one thing, the factory pattern is a method, okay, and it can be overridden by subclasses, okay, overridden by subclasses, okay, but the abstract factory is an object, okay, is an object that has multiple factory methods on it. Okay, so this is the difference between factory design pattern and abstract factory design pattern. You can pause the video and write down the differences, and here also advantages are there. And look, what are the advantages we can get from the abstract factory design pattern. Look, actually the pattern is useful when the client is not interested to know about the implementation of the concrete classes. Okay, he is just only interested with the result. In that case, the factory design pattern and the abstract factory design pattern is helpful. And another thing is this, the factory actually isolating the concrete classes, the hiding the complexity, hiding the creation logic, hiding the representation logic of the concrete classes. Okay, that is why it is, because it is encapsulate the responsibility of creating the objects. Okay, so it isolates the implementation, of the classes. And another advantage is that in the factory design pattern and abstract factory design pattern, the client is always connected with the abstract factory or factory classes. Okay, he actually never keeps his connection with the concrete classes. Okay, so if there any requirement is to change the concrete classes, we can manage it very easily. We need to maintain the consistency between the products. Okay, products means objects. So because so in case of factory or abstract factory design pattern, it is very easy to maintain because the patterns are enforcing us to maintain the consistency between objects, because they are working together. All are designed to work together. Okay, so it is very easy to manage the consistency between objects in this design patterns. Okay, this is another advantage. We have disadvantages also, and it is look, actually the abstract factory and factory design pattern, we are just making the consistency between objects, and all objects are designed to represent the same type of product. Okay, so if we need to handle a new different type of product, then it is very hard to manage. Okay, so the only disadvantage is in the factory or abstract factory design pattern. So now I will go for the code, because we need to know how the abstract factory can be implemented. Okay, so allow me to go to the coding part. So now I have to go for the coding part, because we have to implement the requirement through the code, writing the code. So here it is my code. You can see here we have the interface car, and within the interface we have the method show car, and we are deriving four concrete classes, which is blue taxi, red truck, and red taxi. Okay, and the all classes are implementing the car interface, and we are overriding the show car method here. And we are printing and using the show car, we are printing the string according to the class name. If it is blue, if the class name is blue truck, then the string will print as inside the blue truck. Okay, so the same for the blue taxi, red truck, and red taxi. If it is red taxi, then it will print as inside the red taxi. Okay, now I have the abstract class. Okay, no, I will come here later. Now I have two different factory classes. One is red car factory for the red color, and another is blue car factory for the blue color. And within the classes, I'm checking the user input is for truck or taxi. Okay, I'm just receiving the input of the car type from the user. So fine here, and now I am using two different classes, and that is why the object that will returned by those classes will be different. As we discussed, that we have to maintain the consistency between the objects, and that is why we need to return same type of objects here. And so we need another class, abstract class, and we are using that. Another abstract class is abstract factory, and within the class there one abstract method is getCar, and we are extending the abstract factory to derive the red car factory and blue car factory, and we are just overriding the getCar. To check the user input, we are overriding the getCar method, which is belongs from the abstract factory abstract class. Okay, fine. So what actually my code, it is one interface and two derived classes, and two different factory classes, and one abstract class which is extended by the factory classes. Fine. Now I have another factory class. Which factory class is to be returned? Okay, means it will just check the color type, user's color type. It will receive the user input for the color type. If the color is red, then it will call the red car factory, and if it is blue, then it will call the blue car factory. Okay, so it is representing as a group of factory classes. Okay, this is the abstract factory design. Okay, so we are using another factory class to just produce the required factory object. So now the next is the main method means client code, and now in the client section we are just calling the factory producer, means the extra factory, just the group of factory classes. Okay, so this class will be called here, and we will use the get factory method and will pass the user's input for the color type, and after getting the color type the get factory method will return the car factory object, means this object, and means let me one thing, this object. Okay, this object, so it will return this object, and after getting this object I will have the after getting this object I will have the option to call the getCar method, and getCar method will return the car object, and if I get the car object then I can call the showCar method, and showCar will print the string that we have defined there. So this is what the implementation of the abstract design pattern. So now the input, we have made some test cases, and here some test cases outputs are like inside red truck, inside blue taxi. Okay, so this is all about the abstract design pattern. Thank you for viewing my video. I will request you, if you have any question or query, please send me a comment. And if you like my video, please subscribe my channel, because your subscription will give me option to upload more and more videos for you. So bye for the day. Next I will come with the structural design pattern.